With the success of the first game, an add-on has followed. The Rise of Rome bridges the giant gap between the Greek and Yamato campaigns, and also adds one of the most popular ancient civilizations into the game. Patch 1.0a. It's like they were pestered for not including the Bronze Age hegemony, so they flipped and said, "You want Roma? Here, 16 out of 19 maps where you play only Roma." So if Rome is not the word that makes you come of dinosaurs, you are here for a longer ride than hearing annoying Arthas whine in Warcraft 3. There's a new intro cutscene, which just tells you that the fake artificial letterboxing is stupid and has no place in this world. It is mostly a standard AoE mess of a cinematic, but here and there some things pop up on the top layer being shown above the screen and the black bars. Being this early to the party, this add-on adds the new QOL features that are considered to be absolutely mandatory these days. Now you can double-click a unit to select all similar ones. And you can queue units in the buildings. In the original Age of Empires you have to build the units one by one, Dune 2 style. The period key can now be used to cycle through idle villagers. They still didn't put that into the GUI, but that's something. There's a new option to increase pop cap. I don't think it was ever used in the campaigns, but at least in
Dead multiplayer,
you can play an RTS instead of a big party tactics with buildings. 200 is already pathetic, but with 50 you have to play an idle to get to the ultimate units, since you can't build a big economy. You can finally hunt the birds. It gives you nothing but the feel of satisfaction. There are some new units added. Armored Elephant is the new ultimate upgrade for the melee elephant. It improves the AoE and siege damage. All civs that got it already had an alternative. It could have been the main unit for Egypt, but they didn't get the memo. Camel Rider is a new unit which is effective against cavalry. Probably. Scythe Chariot is an ultimate upgrade of the chariot with an AoE attack. Since Egypt is a chariot-focused civ, this is basically a gift to them, to have at least something strong in the Iron Age. The unit has a shield in the original version, which was removed in the definitive edition. Fire Galley is a new ship with the legendary Greek fire weapon. It's supposed to be a dedicated ship remover, but as it is not a trash unit, means no gold or stone cost. Multiple cheap triremes are both more dangerous and have a better range. Romani do not have it, so I only ever saw it as an enemy. Slinger is a memorable and a necessary unit for the time period. Trying to correct their archer dominion, they've added a dedicated anti-archer. But with no strong upgrades they are not that useful. You won't amass slingers to deal with Helepolis's, heavy horse archers, or elephant archers. Some new technologies are proper good additions to the game. Logistics reduces the population count by half for all units created at the barracks, including slingers. It makes the fights at least a bit more exciting than 5v5 drunk brawls. If you play as a Legion Civ, you can have a solid economy and amass Legionnaires, whom also benefit from a lot of upgrades. Archers are strong, but I'm not sure they are twice as strong as 2 legions. And for Korea and Italia, they are a very strong unit. Medicine. Monks heal very slowly even with all the upgrades, but before this technology they healed even slower. Trying to heal units during combat can result in weird tactics, but out of combat healing really should be kinda fast. Tower Shield. Another upgrade to balance against the archer spam. Martyrdom. It says sacrifice priests to instantly convert units. I have no idea what is this and why it exists. No idea how it is supposed to work, and I don't know which unit is worth 600 plus 125 gold. There are 4 new civilizations, and 1 new architecture set with the same new wonder. So it's kinda one civ with 4 variations. The set is pretty, but a bit confusing, and some of the buildings look like they are missing the floor. The historically popular Carthaginians offer elephants, especially the new ultimate upgrade, Helepolis and Academy units, which makes them pretty slow-moving. Macedonians is another popular civilization that was missing from the game, and they have no churches, which is fun but doesn't actually influence the gameplay. They were never supposed to have legions, since their indestructible hoplites were made obsolete by the mobile Roman legions. As such, they have improved Academy units. But also they have the heaviest cavalry, and the horsest archers, and the ultimatest elephants. Palmyrans can be barely considered a real civilization, or at least not a great one. It was just a part of the Roman Empire, and probably that's why they were added. They reuse the Roman architecture set, and are useful for the campaigns. horsist archers and elephantist elephants. If you count side chariots, well there's that, too. Romans have the attack speed bonus for the sword line, and that's what they have. With no real archers they have alchemylus helepolyses as the ranged option. Scythe chariots are the strongest cavalry available. Interesting how Romans have no bonuses to centurions despite being the only civ that should have those sprites. Even more so in DE, where the shields now have distinctive Roman decorations. Wikipedia says that mobile Roman legions made Macedonian hoplites obsolete, and the Roman legion wore these exact armors and shields used for centurions. Though, you can say that legion represents the later Roman legions, the ones from AoE to DE. I am playing with the patch 1.0a, and besides the improvements it also added a bug where you can't load the campaign saves. It just crashes the game. I've tried to downgrade, but the saves are not compatible. I didn't want to use UPatch HD, but I tried playing with it. It doesn't support 1600 by 1200 and it still crashes when I try to load the campaign saves. Even the new ones made with the fan patch. It installs as a mandatory parasite and you cannot get rid of it without reinstalling the whole game. So, there's no turning back in the campaigns. You have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment. Would you capture it, or just let it slip? For the first, exploratory completion, better play it on the easiest than be sorry. The new campaigns are awkwardly inserted into the original list. They are even named expansion. The sorting is alphabetical, so the new campaigns are in the middle of the old ones. There are no intros, no outros, you just play your map pack and read the texts. Also, Age of Empires has jokey texts for losing the maps, I think for every single one, but barely anyone ever saw them. Expansion 1 Rise of Rome. The Birth of Rome. The goal is the same, but the map is different and the easiest AI is not as aggressive as the easiest you can have in the DE. Pyrrhus of Epirus. The enemy has centurions, elephants, archers, ballistas, and a lot of towers, so going legion was a waste of time. Helepolyses in Roar have no attack move, so you have to manually babysit them at the slow game speed instead of sending a giant swarm to annihilate everything in that general direction, as long as there are not many catapults. Syracuse. The map pushes you towards legion, but they suck in this map filled with towers, archers, elephant archers, ballistas, etc. It's better to colonize the west shore and go Helepolyses. The hardest part is to prevent them from killing the priest. Metaurus was entirely replaced in the DE. The map offers you to build a wonder or to destroy the enemy, so that's your choice. For the destruction you have to hunt down every single peasant on the map and all those vagabond swordsmen that come out of nowhere alone and kill your peasants. Unlike the DE, the scythe chariots here are as good as anything. Zama was completely replaced in the DE. The initial army is enough to harass the red. Scythe chariots are good to clear out all the catapults and to die to the remaining roaming elephants. Or you can just build a wonder. Expansion Enemies of Rome. Crossing the Alps. Oh, so that's what this map was supposed to be. With the borked scripts in DE, enemy peasants just cleared out all the stone in the middle. Here I had to go the proper way around. You get some peasants, so you can start half the economy with no priests. Third Greek War. You start outside of a walled camp with no gold. It's advisable to get some ships to harass yellow, and then an army to deal with brown, and take its gold. You have no chariots, so you can't wing it with the so-called trash units. For the main attack I would recommend the horsiest heavies. The target is surrounded by siege engines which easily destroy your slow melee forces. Spartacus. The mission is based on the most famous revolt of thralls, the symbol of fighting for the freedom of thralls. So of course you are sent by the government to kill them all. It's a very long map. The enemy is Greek, but it has all the forces, horse archers, catapults, elephants, ballistas, priests, heaviest horsiists. Where did thralls got all this equipment? No matter what you pick out of limited Roman selection, it won't be enough for everything. Building a lot of towers and slowly building up ballistas is the safest way, since legion and scythes won't survive. But it still will take several waves to try to outsmart the catapults. And then it's a lot of time patrolling, trying to find the last remaining enemies. Odenathus vs Persians. It's another map entirely remade in DE. It's a simple scenario, especially with your horse archers. Expansion 2 of Caesar. Caesar vs Pirates. It's a full naval map. The original is not based on the anecdote like in DE. It's just a task that will be rewarded with a promotion. Britain. It's a semi-tactical map. You can use your priests to steal enemies' peasants and buildings, but your starting force is already pretty strong. Yet, as it's the first AoE, it's an ultimate exercise in herding cats and abuse of the attack ground command. Even these barbarians can hurt your forces if you are not looking after them. Alesia. Both outside AIs should be dealt with fast, but then Vercingetorix is surrounded by super horse archers that can melt centurions, but they are locked up, so you should just catapult him. Caesar vs Pompey. This map is even slower in the original game. Since yellow uses ballistas, the catapults are a viable army on the easy difficulties with slow AI. Manually hunting the units, kiting, and destroying the buildings is a lot of gameplay. On harder, more aggressive difficulties you have to come up with something else. There is a lot of gold if you act fast. Can you print centurions fast enough for meat assaults? And then you have to hunt down each and every last one yellow unit across the whole map. In this game with no spies technology. Expansion 3 Pax Romana. Year of the Four Emperors. This simple map was replaced with a giant exercise in fan map making with pretty cities in the DE. The original just asks to protect one wonder, destroy another, and build your own. If you annihilate everything on this map and hunt down every last one enemy unit, you will still have to build the wonder, however long that takes. So it's just better to build that from the start, and then defend it until victory. Ctesiphon. The scariest part about this map is to lose the artifacts to the ally, since the saves don't work in Roar. Queen Zenobia. The map is significantly reworked in the DE. The enemies build wonders, but it seems they do not count. Coming of the Huns. This map is replaced in DE with a meme on the Catalonian fields from Age of Empires 2, The Conquerors. The Huns, represented by Hittites, start to build a wonder, and it definitely does count. You need a fast and a cheap force you can create ASAP to raid the red. I went for chariots to damage everything, then I had to mop everything up with ballistas. The nomadic barbaric Huns have ballista towers hidden behind strong walls in this game, and you need to clear everything out. Out of 19 maps, 8 are entirely different in the DE. Age of Empires 2, Definitive Edition, Return of Rome to this day have not delivered all of the original campaigns. The maps that are not replaced can have ironically different story, or run on the different AI in a different way. The only way to play Age of Empires, The Rise of Rome is to play Age of Empires, The Rise of Rome. I installed it from the ancient disk, and it works just fine on Windows 10.